Actually, you know what? We got to set the show off right, man. This is the best way to set off the show with the great Al Perez. Is one of his favorites. Let's do it.
Hey, big Kevin Castle, Al Perez saying hi. Keep on the good work, talking about me. I love it. Love being on your show.
Yeah, he loved Al Perez, man. He was crazy about him. And I was at a wrestling convention, and after time of me, getting to know these guys, being in their chats, we both start showing love to each other, like, you know what I mean? Pause. Between me, Kev, and me and Tony, and we all became friends. I would say, I definitely would say that. And when I was at the conventions, at times I would always try to get promo drops for these guys, And when I seen Al Perez, I mean, if you're a longtime listener of the Don Tony Kevin Castle show, you know how Kev feels about Al Perez. He is crazy about him. So when I seen him, I said, I have got to get a recording of him shouting out Kevin. And I always tried to look out for those guys. They would always shout out my sneaker channel, like, all the time on the show. I didn't ask them to. I didn't pay them to. They just did it out of the love of their heart. So I would always try to do whatever I can for them because, getting back to the beginning, when I first started listening to them, I found out that I had type 2 diabetes, right? This is about 10 years ago. And I was definitely overweight. If you watch videos of me 10 years ago, I mean, I was really not looking good. You guys can go back and look, and you'll be like, holy crap. And I ran into TV tracks on YouTube, and I would start listening to them, and I just fell in love with their show. And their show would keep me on that effing treadmill in my basement, and I would work out and work out and work out. For I lost weight, and I kicked that to the curb because I was like borderline type 2 diabetes. So, that show helped me out because it kept my interest in listening to them, There's such an interesting dynamic of them because Don Tony's so wild, and animated, and Kev is so laid back and chill. But they work together so well. And you got to keep in mind, these guys were like, if not the first, one of the first people to do podcasting with wrestling. I mean, these guys were the beginning of it. All of these huge podcasts, these guys were the ones that were laying down the tracks, So I think I've seen Sap, one of them big podcasters, show Kevin Castle love today, which I really appreciated, but because they were really the beginning of podcasting, and I would listen to them all the time on TV tracks, and then before you know, we became cool. Kevin, I've noticed Kevin had people from bands that were following me that we both knew in the hardcore metal scene. So we would have friends. We had some of the same friends, and it was more than just wrestling. And it became to the point where I would, talk to Kevin on the phone, sometimes for hours. We'd talk on the phone. Kev would talk. He'd be a talker. And we would just keep talking and laughing. And, at times, sometimes he would vent out on me, with frustrations, as friends do, which I'm not going to share that as personal stuff. And vice versa. Sometimes I would call him up. I would be stressed out. I remember my cat was dying, and he was there, and I would talk to him on the phone, and he would be there for me, and I really appreciated it. But our friendship was cool, man. And as I said, man, it just came from me just listening to them, being in the chats, to eventually those guys were shouting me out every effing show. Shout out to the Sneaker Addict. Shout out to the Sneaker Addict on the show for years. So, anytime I could get a drop, I'd get a drop. Like, for example, I have this one right here.
Whenever you're ready.
Are you a little close?
Ready? Go ahead.
Hi, it's WWE superstar Jerry the King Lawler, and you're listening or tuned into DJ Delz.
And also, can you shout out the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show? Don Tony, Kevin Castle show.
Don Tony
and Kevin Castle show. Go ahead.
Is it something they watch?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Jerry the King Lawler, and you're watching the Don Tony and
Kevin Castle Show. You're tuned into the Don Tony and Kevin Castle Show.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's Jerry the King Lawler, and you're tuned in to the Don Tony and Kevin Castle Show. I don't know why you are, but you are.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, so I would always try to get them drops, and I had one with Karrion Kross, the first time I interviewed Karrion Kross, aka Killer Kross. And he spoke so highly of them. And I cannot find this effing recording. I was going through my hard drives and I can't find it. I sent it to one of them a long time ago, and excuse me, I'm under the weather. I could not find that for nothing. But Karrion Kross, aka Killer Kross, he was listening to them, growing up listening to them, just like how we listened to Don Tony and Kevin Castle Show. He was a huge fan to this day, listening to him. And, I have this video, and I cannot find it, of Karrion Kross, and they never used it. I don't know why they never used it. I would always ask you, where is that video promo, man? Because it was amazing. Because Karrion Kross was showing so much love to those guys. But I don't know whatever happened to that, bro. And all I know is that Karrion Kross and Kevin Castle, they were really cool, man. They were really cool. And when I interviewed Karrion Kross for the very first time, I mentioned Kevin Castle, and his eyes lit up. When you mention someone that you got love for, and I mentioned Kev's name, ironically, Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, his name is Kevin also, if I'm not mistaken. But he was really cool with Kevin Castle, and I wish I could find it. I'm trying to search. Maybe if I can search Don Tony, his email or something, I could find it. But he spoke so highly of them, and then it got kind of lost in the sauce. They did use the Jerry the King Lawler one, and then I know they did the the Al Perez one, excuse me, on his show, the Castle Chronicles. But yeah, that Karrion Kross one just got lost in the sauce, and I wish I could find that, because it was a special one, because he really showed like so much love on the video we recorded. After I interviewed him, we were talking about Metallica, and he's a big fan of metal, and that was the thing about me and Kevin, is that Kevin and me, it was more than just actual wrestling. Like, I love music. I'm obsessed with music. I interview artists. You could see it on my channel, and we had that bond with the music. I'd call him. We talk about music too for hours, bro. And it's so crazy, because I started listening to him again. Like last year, I put on Wrestling Soup, right? I haven't been listening to podcasts for a minute, and I was like, let me listen to Wrestling Soup, and I listened to Wrestling Soup, and Kevin was on. And it was so nice to hear him. And then I tweeted him. I don't know if I DM'd him or publicly tweeted him. And I just told him, man, you are just so effing good at what you do, bro. I go out, I'm paraphrasing, but I was just like, yo, you are a true effing legend. Because when I was hearing him, it's like, he's so effing good. He's so natural. And he comes off just like, it just flows, And it's sad, because we know Kev from his voice, and this is something we're not going to hear anymore. That's it's just unbelievable how quick you're here 1 minute, gone the next, and it's so unreal. I started listening to Don Tony and Kevin Castle again, because I realized, they're back together. So I've been listening to them for months now. And then I heard, where Kevin wasn't doing well. And I went on my Facebook today, and I seen Wrestling Soup announce that Kevin Castle passed away. and I was in shock. I was in complete shock. I'm still in shock. I mean, I just can't get over it. And, a lot of my audience that's watching this, you guys may not even know what the heck I'm talking about. But, if you're a wrestling fan that's in the podcasting, um, this guy is a legend. He's an absolute effing legend. You're talking, this guy's been doing this for so effing long. And, my thoughts go out to his family, Draper, of course, Wrestling Soup, Don Tony. Don Tony got to be crushed. He's got to be crushed. And, it hasn't always been great, but that's what happens with friends, with everyone. We all have had our ups and downs, bumps in the roads. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that Kevin and Don Tony, they got back and connected before Kevin passing away. I'm very happy about that, because that would have been terrible, if that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Those guys are the best together. They belong together. And the thing about Kev is that Kev is rocking with anyone, whether it's Trez, whether it's freaking Soup, whether it's Don Tony. He's a rock star when it comes to broadcasting, man. He inspired the heck out of me. He would always give me such encouragement in the DMs, bro. All the time. He would encourage me and compliment my work, and he would, tell me, really nice things. And last time we talked, I'm looking right here. We were talking about Carrying Cross, and then we were talking about this video I did with Animal from Road Warriors, Lindsay's Road Warrior Animal's daughter. He was really, really happy that I was doing like a collab video with her. He really liked that. But yeah, man, it was just, it's so wild. It's just sad, you know what I mean? It's really, really sad. And I got really nothing else to say. And yeah, man, rest in peace to Kevin Castle. It's just, oh man. And it's like right before WrestleMania. Like, it's so crazy. Like, it's so crazy. And I was listening to the tribute show that Draper did with Soup tonight. And it was so sad when Draper said, "This is going to be the first WrestleMania my brother's never seen." Just shit. I was just like, wow. It's crazy. Oh. It's really sad. Really sad. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and speak my piece on just, this horrible news from a broadcasting legend. He really is a broadcasting legend. This guy really, him and Don Tony, these guys are legends with broadcasting. All of these podcasters, I would say 90% of them, they influenced, And as someone that tuned in and that they helped me being motivated to get in better shape and take better care of myself, and then becoming cool with them, and then them showing me love, and us all becoming friends. We were all friends, and it's just so wild, man. It's trippy. So, hey, look, life is short. Life is really, really short, and we have to really, really appreciate our loved ones, the people around us. We really have to, because you just never know. You just never know. So that's all I got, man. Rest in peace to the great Kevin Castle, man. I would stay on if there was people that were. I didn't know if people would be tuning in, but I figured just to do this live instead of pre-recording it, even though it probably would have been better if it was pre-recorded. It'd be a little more tighter. But yeah, one more time. Let's hit that Al Perez.
Hey, Big Kevin Castle, Al Perez saying hi. Keep on the good work, talking about me. I love it. Love being on your show.
Yeah, he was so happy, bro. He couldn't believe it. He was so excited. He was like, we were trying to figure out how to get him the video through Facebook Messenger, or like it brought so much joy to me to get him that, because he loved Al Perez. So maybe during his service they could play that or something. I sent it to those guys. I sent it to his brother and them. But yeah, man, true legend, true legend. And Kevin, thank you for being a good friend. Thank you for always motivating me, encouraging me. That pat on the back when I put out a video and then I get a DM and he'd tell me, man, that video you did, that interview you did with Megadeth, or the interview you did with this one, like, that it was fucking awesome, bro. Like, like just like really encouraging me. It meant the world to me, It really did. All right, guys, I'm getting emotional. I'm getting out of here. Rest in peace.